that space specifically breaks a lot of records when it comes to price per square foot. Where am I going to get, say, 100% capital appreciation?
Our apartment, the one that we bought,
yes,
it appreciated like it doubled. It was 2.6 something, and now it's 5.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Price per square foot has performed better than downtown.
Welcome to another exciting episode of our podcast, where we dive deep into the world of premium and branded residences in Dubai. In today's episode, I'm thrilled to be joined by Emmanuel Israel. Let's try to scoop on the Dubai's real estate market and try to share on the hottest neighborhoods that you consider. I mean, hottest from the point of view of not everything is hot here in Dubai. But what I mean is the cost appreciation that you expect to be skyrocketing.
Yes. Okay. So again, when you see the map of the city, very important to realize that we actually don't have a very large coastline. So this is important to know. So if you go to other places,
you can't squeeze in everything.
No, you can't. Now, places like Indonesia, for example, it has over 90,000 kilometers of coastline.
Yes.
Dubai has 72.
Okay.
So that is our actual number of the
limited.
size. It's limited.
Let's face it.
So geographically, it's limited. So the government was very smart. What they decided to do was they said, okay, we're going to expand the coastline, first of all, by building islands in the water. So that is why you now have the Blue Water Island, Ima Beachfront, Palm Jumeirah, La Mer, Jumeirah Pearl. So these islands, again, are practically the only place for you to get a freehold on the coast, if you've noticed.
Yeah.
So on the coastline, it's only on the islands you can get a property, with the exception of Marina, that's that JBR place. But the rest of them, it's only on the islands.
Yeah.
Now, this gives a lot of advantages because it's the only place there's a freehold. There is very limited inventory. So if you see the number of inventory, for example, for the largest man-made island, which is Palm Jumeirah, it's probably less than 30,000 units. That's very small for such a large space. If you see in the Jumeirah Bay Island, it's even far more pronounced because it's a very, very small island with a lot of ultra luxury properties. That is why that space specifically breaks a lot of records when it comes to price per square foot. So there is usually very massive sales of ultra wealthy people who would like to live in quiet places like this.
Yes.
So for the hottest neighborhoods, you would have to now focus on the way the road networks are built. So the first line is the coastline that we know very well. The second line is Sheikh Zayed Road, which is very popular.
Yes.
Third line is Al Khair Road, which is where the communities really start forming. Fourth line is around the Mohammed bin Zayed Road. And then you have other lines at the back.
Yes.
But if you're focused on the hottest for now, where you can say, where am I going to get, say, 100% capital appreciation? You will have to be around either the Mina Rachid area.
No, I mean, in how much time?
We are talking about anywhere from 3 to 4 years' time.
Right.
It's very important for clients, especially ultra luxury clients, when they're buying properties, not to assume they'll get it in 6 months.
Yes.
That's not going to happen, to be
Definitely,
honest. Yes. Because what happens is, similar to Ima Beachfront, similar to the Blue Waters, they see the results of what has happened. They actually see the way the city was built around that area. So Blue Waters initially, if you guys recall, in Blue Waters, it had lower occupancy rates before there was a change of mix, before there was a mix of tenants. So there's basically something called a tenant mix, how you actually have to decide.
Lower occupancy rate at which point?
This was just before the COVID.
Yes.
So before
definitely
COVID.
Not now.
Yeah, not now. This was before the COVID.
Yes.
So what Miras was able to do was be very intelligent about the tenant mix. They did this both in Blue Waters and in City Walk. City Walk was far more pronounced because they were able to just throw in a university called the Canadian University of Dubai.
Yeah.
And they were able to put a very expensive car showroom there. And they allowed food services like Talabat to come over there. So by the time people started working from home and eating and coming out, all the shops started getting full. So if you see the occupancy rate right now in City Walk,
I live in City Walk.
Yeah, it's done. There is basically,
and the cost appreciation still keeps on happening. Although this is it's not an off plan. It's
still appreciating. One of the advantages
our
is
apartment. The one that we bought.
Yes.
It appreciated like it doubled.
No surprise.
And we bought it like 3 years ago, it was not off plan. It was actually a resale, a very advantageous, of course, resale, very smart one that we got. Yeah. But it was 2.6 something, and now it's 5.
I'm not surprised. And the funny part is, if you see the number of inventory in City Walk specifically, it's still very low. City Walk, actually, the price per square foot has performed better than downtown.
Yes,
if you see, that's because the size of the area is actually small. It's a walkable community. It's a very walkable community.
Yes.
With a very healthy commercial mix.
Yes.
So this helps it in so many ways. So it has done well. But places like Mina Rachid would also do very well.
You expect Mina Rachid to be similar to City Walk in a way?
I expect Mina Rachid to be similar to Blue Waters.
To Blue Waters.
Yes, which is even more than City Walk.
It's because of the sea, right?
Yes, because it's practically one of the last remaining waterfront communities that is low-rise.
Yes, definitely. With this trend for low-rise, I'm so happy it started. I hope it keeps on.
Very walkable.
Yeah.
So it's going to have its own retail space, which means it's going to have a mall there. It will definitely have, because it's an Imar community, and it's not been announced, so this is not confirmed, but I can bet you it's going to have the Palace residences there. It's going to have a Vida residences there. Whether it will have an address, I don't know, because the address usually stays in high-rise places.
Yeah.
But for sure, the Vida will be there, and I know the Palace will be there, because it's akin to how they design their urban planning. So those are the two hotel
and I heard
residences.
that there's a plan for a fashion walk, sort of the retail in ultra luxury brands.
So there's going to be a very beautiful boardwalk there. So it will be a very wealthy, retail rich spot.
Yeah.
And of course, we already know why Mina Rachid is popular. It's going to have approximately 420 berths. So it will be more in terms of having space for the boats and the yachts, far more than Imar Beachfront, Palm Jumeirah.
So it's a yacht lifestyle.
It's a yacht lifestyle. So it's like Monaco. Or it's really going to be very beautiful. Right now, the prices are anywhere from 2,000 to 2,200 per square foot dirhams.
And you expect it to rise up to...
I expect it to go to 3,500 dirhams per square foot by the end of in the next, say, 4 years.
4 years.
Yes, and this is extremely healthy because right now the price in Blue Waters is more than 5,000 dirhams per square foot. The price in Imar Beachfront is more than 4,500 dirhams per square foot. So a price moving from 2,000 dirhams per square foot to around 3,500, 4,000 dirhams per square foot is definitely doable, especially since we're still on the front line.
Yes.
Yeah. And another aspect of it is we are building in that same area a lot of beachfront properties. So you will have beach clubs opening there. I do not know yet if there will be a private beach.
Yeah, that is not confirmed.
It's not confirmed. It has been confirmed for Maritime City. Okay,
a beach area for Maritime City.
Maritime City. So one of the attractive things that I do expect is usually communities try to compete with each other.
Yeah.
Okay, so
if one offers, then the other one finds a way to do it. They dig it out. They build.
Figure it out, and they find a way to do it. So to me, the number one place which I feel will have the most capital appreciation will be Mina Rachid. Now, don't get me wrong. Dubai Islands is a nice place. But for me,
we bought an apartment there.
Yeah, why I don't feel
I'll just be in my okay here. I've done well.
Why I don't feel it will double as much as Mina Rachid is because one, the land is very big.
Yes,
it's massive. Unless you bought the branded units like Rixus, which is right at the front.
Yeah,
on the beach places. Those ones will do exceptionally well, but the rest will do well enough. They will do well. They will not just do as well as the front line Rixus apartments because those are ultra luxury. Buy and kill. So they have the size to match. And anywhere where you have a lot of inventory, I do expect the place, if it does well, it will do reasonably well. Like Marina, Marina did very, very well in the past. Now it's doing reasonably well.
Yes,
you understand my point?
Yeah.
So for this location as well, I expect it to do reasonably well. But Mina Rachid is small, so it's small, walkable, and low rise.
Yeah,
so it will do.
It's a jam.
Yeah, it's a jam. So there is so much restriction in the supply. I expect it to do exceptionally well.
Absolutely.